All right, guys. Good day to you, wherever you're watching me from. This is Mr. Kweku Official. I know it's been a very long time since I put a video here on my YouTube channel. I've had to deal with a lot of personal issues, and I'm hoping to bounce back. So expect more content, expect more helpful information. Now, if you're new to my channel, I talk a lot about online businesses, digital marketing, and basically how to make money remotely, okay, from the internet. However, I thought let me add a bit of travel in terms of like travel information and helpful information about relocation routes. And in putting this together, I realized that sometimes it's not just about travel, it's not just about opportunities, but it's about preparation. And I realized that most people I talk to don't have certain information or certain documents, and as a result, when the opportunity even comes, they miss out on it. So I've titled this video Important Documents Every Ghanaian Must Have. Now, if you are a non-Ghanaian watching me from any part of the world, I'm going to mention some documents, and if you feel well, in my country, we have this document that's equivalent to this other document I have mentioned. You can note it down, okay? So for example, in Ghana, we have something called TIN number. TIN number is like a social security number in the USA or an NIN number in the UK. All right, so you can put all this together. Now, I'm doing this video because I want you to have these documents not just for travel, but also job opportunities and other opportunities that may come. Okay, this would help you at any point in time. And I've always said that it is best to have a document you don't need than not to have it and one day need it urgently. So let's get into it. I don't plan for this video to be long. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of useful and helpful information on this channel. So let's move into it. So I've put the first category of documents or items into main. Okay, so what's the main? If you're Ghanaian, please have your Ghana card at all costs. And those of you in Ghana and who are also Ghanaians can testify to the fact that now we are linking everything to the Ghana card. Trust me, it is a very, very helpful thing. When I saw the Ghana card being brought out, I was excited because when I was in the UK, I saw a similar thing with my British permit. Okay, the British permit has this thing like a SIM kind of thing. Okay, and I saw the same thing on the Ghana card, and I could use my British permit to travel. So when I heard that the Ghana card can be used to travel, I was excited, and I realized that it was possible because I'd seen it before. So please have it. Okay, it will come in handy in many ways. I'm sure very soon, almost everything in terms of verification, you will need a Ghana card. In terms of anything, official documents, you're going to need your Ghana card. And it's not just that, you see, now that you can even use it to travel, it will be a very good source of ID, probably outside of the country. So please, at all costs, have your Ghana card. The next one is to have your passport. Yes, I know sometimes in Africa or in Ghana, it may be tedious. Even though the system has been digitized, we all know that there are some people who will still want to delay the process so that we all know what I'm trying to put across, okay? But of course, have your passport, okay? And at the end of the video, I'm going to give some details about all these documents, all right? So have your passport. Next one is to have your driver's license. Now, why do you need a driver's license? Aside it being a source of ID, okay, it can be a stepping stone to more opportunities. Now, what do I mean? Look, for those who have relocated abroad and they are watching this video, they can testify to the fact that when you go abroad and you don't know how to drive, some companies will not take you. Okay, so once you have a driver's license, okay, you can use that to apply for an international driver's license in Ghana, and then after applying for that, you can even get some other documents of which you can now use to go abroad, quickly get either a driving job or any job, and then you get the verified license of that country, and you can use that to operate. Okay, and trust me, even in Ghana, I think some companies too are there who prefer that they have somebody who can drive. Where I work, for example, if you know how to drive a manual car, okay, you are given some other opportunities that others don't have. You understand? So please, at all costs, learn how to drive and get a driver's license. You can pay a driving school, some 2 weeks intensive, some 1 month intensive, 6 weeks intensive. Okay, it won't take your whole life, just a short period. Learn it, or learn it at home with a trusted person. Then go to a driving school, which will help you get a driver's license, or go to the DVLA, okay, in Ghana, and get your driver's license. The next one is the voter's card or the voter's ID. Now, at all costs, have this, okay? It's not just useful for elections, but personally, from what I've noticed, The voter's ID is as powerful as the Ghana card due to what they call the guarantor system. You know, to get a Ghana card, you need a guarantor system, right? Where somebody must show that they know you, or they are your guardians, or your parents, or your what's the name, grandparents, or your relatives. Okay. Now, once you have this voter's ID, okay, you can use it for other stuff. Okay. Sometimes when you're filling some documents, you need this voter's ID. And for those of you who want to be active in politics, obviously you need the voter's ID. Okay. I also have this view that maybe you may want to travel abroad or something, but you like to see that Ghana maybe has a certain level of development, and you believe maybe a particular political party can do that, or a candidate can do that. Once you return to the country, it will not be too late for you to go and register. You already have your voter's ID, and you can what? You can vote with it. All right. This one is the birth certificate. Please, at all costs, have this one too. Trust me, they come in handy when it comes to various applications. When it comes to even like getting your Ghana card and other documents, you will need the birth certificate. Mind you, in Ghana, being born in Ghana does not make you a Ghanaian citizen. It's the same system, I think, in the UK too. In the UK, if you're born there, it doesn't automatically make you a Ghanaian citizen. All right. But with the birth certificate, okay, once they can verify that your parents, okay, are Ghanaians, then you qualify to what? Be a Ghanaian. Not just that, in some corporations and some applications and opportunities, you have to show that you were indeed born on a certain day. Okay, so that's how come sometimes somebody may be in employment and all of a sudden the person is randomly sacked. Okay, and he's sacked because they found out that his birth certificate shows that he's older than his actual age that he has presented. So have it at all times and at all costs. Okay, next one is all your school certificates. Okay, especially WASI and your degree certificates. This also includes master's degree and your PhD. At all costs, please have these degrees lying somewhere. It will really help you. All right. You can use it to apply for scholarships. You can use it to apply for schools abroad. You can use it as even proof that you speak English. If you're from an English-speaking country like Ghana, you can use your WASI certificate as proof that you can speak English. All right. Then also to the next one is an ATM Visa card. Now, sometimes it shocks me that people don't have this. Okay, please, at all costs, I know mobile money is very convenient, but please get a bank account. And one thing I have noticed personally is that bank transactions are actually cheaper in terms of transactions than mobile money, because with mobile money you are charged e-levy and mobile money charges, but with bank transactions sometimes they can even say from this amount to this amount, okay, it's the same charge, no e-levy. All right, so please have a bank account and then get an ATM card at all costs. I know they'll be charging some fee every month, but it's worth it. Okay, why am I saying this? And also I wrote ATM Visa card because you may want to get a MasterCard, but I recommend a Visa card. MasterCard has a lot of, let me say, regulations, because they want to check and confront or monitor anything like fraud, anything like scam. So let's say, I remember one time about 3 years ago, I was trying to make some transactions online and my MasterCard did not allow me because they wanted to be sure that I'm indeed approving that transaction. So they held the money for 9 days before they approved the transaction. Meanwhile, too, it was a transaction I needed to be approved immediately. You understand? So please try and get a Visa card. I'm not saying MasterCards are bad, but I'm saying that the Visa card doesn't have much of that restriction. All right? Good. Now, what would you use this Visa card for? A lot of online payments. If you're applying for a school or something, I don't think you can just use mobile money to pay for that school, right? If you're applying for, let's say, a hostel facility abroad or something, or an Airbnb, you need a Visa card to pay for it before you get there, or to at least secure your reservation. So please have it, because I've met people who don't have this, and I'm like, so how are you expecting us to make this application go through? Okay, so please have it. Okay, just go to your bank and get it. Now, the next one is an email. Again, I've met people who don't have emails. Okay, I know not everybody is IT savvy and all that, but I believe everybody can learn. Okay, the same way you go on social media and you see some people commenting, sometimes insulting people, but if you should meet the person in real life, he's not as literate as you expected, but he has been trained on how to use social media. So that's my whole point. Get the email, okay? Get one email. 2, you can even have multiple. There's no limit to it, okay? And you can have one for official stuff. So this email is what you use to register for anything official, including where you work and all that, all right? So these are the main documents I believe every Ghanaian must have. The next one If you're employed, okay, have your appointment letter somewhere. All right. Now, what is the appointment letter for? Let's say you want to travel abroad. Okay. Now, one thing about immigration that you have to know is that most times when you are being given a visa, the visa officers or the immigration consultants, all right, they want to be sure that you are not planning to go and stay in that country. You understand? So, for example, let's say you're applying for a Schengen visa. A Schengen visa allows you to travel all around Europe, okay, to the Schengen area. All right, so you can travel to France, Germany, and other countries that are in the Schengen area. Now, you go to, let's say, Netherlands embassy, and you put in your application. Once you can show that you have a job in Ghana, all right, that's like, has employed you, and your appointment letter is still valid and all that. Once you can show that, the visa agency, okay, is tempted to believe that, oh, this guy has a job in Ghana, so he's tied to Ghana. So that's what they call proof of ties. So sometimes somebody applies for a visa and is bound because he did not demonstrate enough proof of ties. You can use your appointment letter as a proof of tie, like I'm tied to Ghana. You understand? Even when you get to the border, the airport abroad. So you've left Ghana, all right. You've gotten to, let's say, Netherlands, all right. When you get there, okay, and maybe they are kind of, let's say, worrying you because they don't believe that you go back to your country. You can show them that I have a job, so I'm here for holidays or something, all right? Yes, because I'm saying this because sometimes people go there on visit and either overstay or something. But trust me, when it comes to immigration, there are multiple ways of staying in the country, okay, even after visiting the country. Let me add that I'm not an immigration consultant. I'm not an agent. I can't help you get a guaranteed visa, okay? I just research, and whatever I'm sharing with you is what I believe is true at the moment. I'm also open for new ideas and any form of correction. All right. So yes, have your appointment letter with you. Then next one is a pay slip. A pay slip also shows that you have been employed and you are being paid. So once it has your details that this person works for this company and he's being paid, again, it's proof of ties. Okay. Aside that too, you can use these things to apply for loans. You can use it to apply for certain credit facilities, and other opportunities can come your way, okay, where you can show that, yes, I was indeed employed here and I deserve this opportunity. That's why I'm saying that have this at all costs. This one is what? Your ID, okay? The ID here I'm talking about is an employment ID. So where I work, I have my ID. You understand? So you can also have what? Your ID. That shows that you work at this place, all right? So that's for those who are employed. Then, now let's look at business owners. Now, if you're a business owner, please have your registration certificate lying somewhere. It gives authenticity to your business. It gives some authorization to your business, and also you can use that as proof of funds. Proof of ties of which was the name. You're going to come back to Ghana. So, for example, I know a blogger who travels a lot, and he said that he uses his business registration certificate, okay, for his visa applications, that he owns this business and all that. So when they say that, oh, he owns a business in Ghana, therefore there's no need for him to, let's say, run away to another country, they easily give you visas. This is how come musicians especially, okay, are able to leave the country and never come back. If you remember back in the day, we used to have a lot of musicians who would leave Ghana and we don't hear about them again because they had proof of ties, either their record label, the company they're working with, or because they're popular, the embassy thought that, oh, this guy, he's popular in Ghana, he's making money in Ghana. There's no fear that he'll come to our country and not go back to his country. So they gave them the visas. You understand? Good. And I also added that any other authorized documents. So any other documents that show that indeed this is your company that you own, or it's a partnership or something. All these things can help us proof of ties. They can help you get other opportunities, maybe some grants. Okay. And let me also add that sometimes, okay, one of the ways of getting a visa is through a conference. So let me use Canada, for example. Let's say there's a conference in Canada about YouTubers. Okay, so YouTubers in Canada are moving together to have a conference, all right? Now, you know that if you want to attend that conference, okay, in your application, you must show that you are in that field, or you are, let me say, related or doing something in relation to that field. Okay, that's why you want to attend that conference. Let's imagine you are a YouTuber and you're applying for a nursing conference in Canada. You may be bounced. Why? Because they don't believe that you have any, let me say, relation or anything to do with nursing. But you are a YouTuber in Ghana, and then you can show clearly that you've even registered your YouTube channel as something. Okay, good. And as a result, you want to apply for a visit visa to Canada. to attend that conference, you can show that. You understand? So, and some of these countries, when you apply for the visa, they give you like 5 years, 10 years. You see, so all these are things that you must have if you're a business owner that can help you with other opportunities. Now, these are others. So if you did your national service, please have your national service certificate somewhere. It can authorize the fact that you have relevant experience in a particular field. So sometimes there's an immigration route, or let me say an opportunity for you to relocate to another country, but they want to see that you have at least 1 year experience in a particular field. Okay, your NSS certificate, which can authenticate that you have experience there, can be of good help. You understand? Also, in Ghana, if you don't do NSS, there are some things that some positions that you may never get, especially when it comes to government. You understand? So please, if you did your NSS, please have your certificate somewhere. All right. Next one is English proficiency letter from your university. English proficiency letter from your university. Now, this is only helpful for those who are applying for schools abroad. Okay. Most schools abroad or in some countries want to be sure that you can speak English. Your English proficiency letter can help. And even your WASI certificate that shows that you wrote English in your exams can also help. Okay, so this one, you go to your school, you get it, that's your university, you get it and you put it down somewhere. All right, but our advice is that if you want to get this one, get it when you're about to apply for the school or when you're applying for the school. Okay, you don't need to get it and leave it somewhere for a long time. All right, next one is passport photos. Okay, which you can do Ghana style and the US style. When I say Ghana style and US style, I'm talking about the dimensions. And if you go to any professional photographer, they can tell you, okay, this is the Ghana style, okay, this is the US style. All right. Now, have it, okay? And if you're applying for anything like, let's say, a job or a visa, ensure that the pictures that you have, that's the passport photos you have, are no more than 3 to 6 months. Okay, so I explain. Usually no more than 6 months, but I prefer about 3 months to that opportunity. You understand? So 3 months to just have it, okay, somewhere. And make sure that you have it both in hard copy and soft copy. Okay? They can transfer the soft copy to your email and you can just have it there anytime you can access it. Besides, when you even apply for schools abroad and all that and they need your photos, you will need a soft copy to be uploaded onto their website. So please have it and it'll be helpful for you in the future. Next one is other certificates from events and short courses. As I said, sometimes an immigration route will open, okay, and they need a certification to show that indeed you have experience in that field. And sometimes a short course you did, all right, can authenticate that fact that yes, indeed you have this experience. All right, have those certificates. They can come in handy at any time. Even let's say, for example, sports. You were very good at sports in your secondary school. You got some awards and certificates. You can apply for sports scholarships in some universities abroad. So please have those certificates and keep them somewhere safe. Next one is an international driver's license. Again, for this one, it is for those who want to relocate. Now, when you have an international driver's license, it's easier with this, okay, to get a driver's license of the country you are going to or to even drive around. So, as I said, in some countries, if you don't have a license, some jobs will not take you. So now that you have your international driver's license, it's easier for you to get what? The country's license, especially in US and in Canada. All right. And then let me add that you can also get an abstract from DVLA. So what's an abstract? It's a letter showing your driving history. So that letter shows your driving history from the time you started driving to now. It shows that you've not had any criminal record or anything, or even if you have had any, let me say, malpractice, it's not that much. Okay. And as a result, if you have an abstract, especially for those who want to go to Canada, okay, when you have an abstract, you will get your Canadian license faster. You will get your Canadian license faster. So please bear that in mind. Next one is a picture of your signature. So rather, I meant a scan of your signature. You can sign your signature somewhere and scan it and keep it in your email or something. Okay. Sometimes when you're applying for stuff online and all that, they will need your signature, and you cannot sign on the computer. So what do? You upload your signature or you paste it where it's needed and then you upload it. You understand? So please have it somewhere, okay, and store it safely. And I'll tell you what to do. Next one is an affidavit. Let's say you have multiple names due to some circumstances. So maybe when you're born, your name shows Ifwa Osei Mensah. So Ifwa Osei Mensah is your name, right? Now, when you go to your junior high school, your teachers just said Ifwa Mensah. And then by the time you realize on all your official documents on the school, it was Ifwa Mensa. So when you go to a BEC, it was submitted as Ifwa Mensa. Now, when you go to secondary school, they were like, they want your birth certificate first. And on your birth certificate, it showed Ifwa Osei Mensa. But your BEC results has a different name. And as a result, you have to go and swear an affidavit to show that you are actually the same person. Okay? So when you do that, you need that affidavit, okay, at different times in your life because you never know. Let's say you got married, okay? When you got married, or before you got married, your name was Ifwa Osei Mensa. But when you got married, your name became Ifwa Osei Kuma. Now that your name is Ifwa Osei Kuma, you need that affidavit to show that you are the same person, okay? So that if, let's say, you have a passport that has your previous name, when you get to the airport or something, or you have to show that, let's say, you are the same person, you can say, this is my affidavit that shows that I got married and I have to change my name. All right, so have the affidavit, okay? It will really, really come in handy. And then marriage certificate or divorce documents. Now, when you're applying for, let's say, visas and all that, sometimes, or most of the time, they'll ask you for your marital status, all right? And then if you say, let's say you are married, okay, and you don't have the certificate to show, when it's time to give you the visa or when they ask for proof and you can't give them the certificate, it becomes a whole new wahala. Do you understand? And this is what happens usually to some of the people who get the American lottery. After they win, if maybe they're in the process of divorce and they chose divorce, okay, after they win and they get to the interview to be sure that they are the same people and they ask them that, you said you are divorced, can I see your divorce certificate? Once they say, I'm in the process of divorce, that's it. Their visa is cancelled. So please, have these documents at the right time. And when you're applying for, let me say, any visa or anything, if you're not yet divorced, please put it there that you're still married. Okay, that's if you're not legally divorced. If you're legally separated and there's an option for that, you can put it there. That's legally separated, not because the two of you have a misunderstanding. If you're about to marry, you have not yet married, after the time of applying for your visa, please select that you are not yet married. Because if you select that you are married, and let's say the marriage does not come off, it's your own wahala. The next one is your TIN number. So this is for Ghanaians, okay? If you're in America or any other country, you must have that social security number. Now, the TIN number in Ghana is like, I think it's for taxes, right? Good. And it can help you with employment. So please have that TIN number. And the last one I added was NHIS card, okay? In Ghana, we have this policy where you can get some free healthcare on some health services. So just have it, okay? It can come in handy at any time, all right? Good. So this is it for the documents I believe every Ghanaian must have. Let me add this information. So take note of these things. Ensure that your name is the same on all your documents. Okay. If it's not the same, as I said, you can swear an affidavit. Okay. If your name is different on any document to show that you are the same person. All right. Now, ensure that your documents are not expired. So if you notice that let's say you have to renew any documents, please renew it ahead of time. Okay. Let me give you an example. So let's say your passport is going to expire in, let's say, December 2023, and you're applying for a visa. Okay, that should allow you to go to, let's say, America in November. It's likely that you're going to be bounced. Why? Because the American embassy is going to look at your passport and realize that your passport shows that it's going to expire in December, and you want to go for a conference in November. What shows that you are going to return back to Ghana? You understand? Or let's say the conference is in November and your passport is actually expiring in October. Please do not even give it to you. Do you understand? Let me also add that, let's say, for example, Canada, when you apply for a Canadian tour visa or visitor's visa, they usually give you 10 years. But if they notice that you have, let me say, 1 year left, they will not give you more than 1 year on your passport. Do you understand? So please ensure that at all times your documents are not expired or they are way ahead of expiry. Do you understand? Yes. And then also I added this, which is the most important to me. Please scan all your documents and keep them in your email drafts. So I've done same. I scanned all my documents. That's my important documents. And then I named all of them. And then I uploaded them to my email drafts. Okay. So that at any point in time, I can access them. Now, why is this important? Remember that when you are, let's say, applying for jobs abroad and other stuff, and they need you to send them your documents or your proof of whatever, you will have to send a scan. You can't send the hard copy. Let me also add that if, let's say, you plan to go to a country and get a job, okay, for example, Canada now allows visitors. So if you go to Canada as a visitor, they now allow you to convert your visitor's visa to a work permit. That is if you get an LMIA job, okay? So if, let's say, by the grace of God, you entered Canada and you got an LMIA job, they would allow you to what, convert that visitor visa to a work permit. But mind you, if your employer says that I want your documents, okay, the truth is this: if you took your documents in your luggage, all right, and you're passing through immigration, and immigration got to see that there were documents in your bag, all right, they can bounce you, and if you're not fortunate, they can ban you from that country. Because as I mentioned, when it comes to immigration, if you say you're coming there as a visitor, then they don't expect you to come and work or find work. If you say you're going there as a student, they expect you to be in class, not to be working all the time. If you say you're going there or whatever purpose, they expect you to go and do that purpose and go back to your country. Do you understand? So if they notice that this person said he's coming to Canada for a visit, but he has documents plenty in his bag. When we open the bag, we saw that he has his school certificates and other certificates. It means he has an intention of getting a job. The Canadian immigration people will say that, please, we can't allow you to the country, and then you can also be banned. And mind you, if you are banned in some countries, you are banned in many other countries. All right. So that's why I say scan all your documents so that when they need it, you can always either print it out or send it to them via email. All right. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much. Please share this video if you found it helpful. And on the next episode, I'm planning on doing some videos on the American lottery, which I believe will be very helpful to everybody. All right. So all the best.